Dear students, in the last video we have studied two stanzas of the poetry A Tiger in the Zoo, and in this video we will try to study the rest of the stanzas, and at the end we will try to understand the summary of the poetry. So in the last two stanzas we have seen, in the first stanza, a tiger, if it is kept in the cage or in the zoo, how it will be moving around, that we have seen it. And the second stanza we have seen, if a tiger is in its natural habitat, that is in the forest, how it will be moving around. Let us see the third stanza, and the third stanza goes like this. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. So in this stanza, some word meanings are there. The first line, there is a word snarling. Snarling means the aggressive noise or the angry noise that tiger makes, opening its mouth, showing its teeth and all. It sometimes makes a growling sound. Have you heard about it? So if you have not heard, I will make you hear. Now I hope you understood what is the meaning of snarling. Then in the second line there is edge. Edge, you understand what is the meaning of edge. Edge means at the end of. Then next line, bearing. Bearing means opening, without any cover, that is called bearing. So naked meaning also is there. Barefoot, and sometimes we say barefoot means without what is called any sandal or anything. So bearing his white fangs, it is given there. So fangs, you understand? Fangs means the whitish long teeth of tiger. Especially four teeth are there for tiger, which is quite big and very sharp. And if you have not seen, I will show you. And his claws means the nails that are there on its paws or pads. So fangs and claws, if you have not seen, then I will show you. Then in the next line, last line of that stanza, there is a word terrorizing. Terrorizing means frightening. So these are the some of the word meaning that you will find in that paragraph. Now let's see the explanation. He should be snarling around houses. So sometime if the tiger is in the jungle or in the forest, now when there is no much food available in the forest, so slowly the tiger will approach nearby village. So once in a way it comes near the village and it will be snarling and moving around, making that growling sound, making that frightening sound at the edge of jungle, at the jungle's edge. So at the end of jungle, there will be some villages. So there, this tigers sometime move around, making that growling sound, baring his white fangs, his claws, and it will show its white sharp teeth and also claws, that sharp nails, terrorizing the village by showing its long sharp teeth and claws, that nails and so on. It will start frightening people and moving around. So these are the some of the activity that tiger freely could do if it is in the forest. Once in a way it comes at the end of the or at the edge of uh, jungle near the village and frighten people by showing its long sharp teeth and nails and making growling sound. So that is the meaning of that particular stanza. I hope you understood. Now we will see the fourth stanza, and the fourth stanza goes like this. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So I think in that stanza all the words are clear and the meaning will explain. In the previous stanza we have seen a tiger in the forest. If it is in the forest, then once in a way it will be having some interesting activity like coming near to the village and frightening people and all. But in this stanza the poet is telling about a tiger which is in the zoo. So if it is in the zoo, then he is locked up behind the bars of a concrete cell, and his strength is locked up. Tiger is very powerful animal, but all his power, everything is locked up behind that bars of those concrete cells. Stalking the length of his cage, what he can do there is only just move with all his pride. So it's very seriously only he moves around. If you have gone to any zoo, then you must have seen it very seriously. The tiger will be moving around, round and round inside that cage and in that limited space, ignoring visitors. So all the people, those who come there for watching tiger, all will be looking at him, making so many comments. But the tiger is least worried about anything. He is not at all looking at them or just minding them. So he is busy in walking, not minding them. Ignoring means not to give any care, not to mind. So without giving any attention, the tiger is busy in its walk in that limited portion of his cell. So that is what in that stanza the poet tells. I think the stanza is clear to you. Now we will see the last stanza. The last stanza also is talking about a tiger that is in the zoo or in the cage. So at night, what the tiger would be doing, that is what the poet tells in that stanza. The stanza goes like this. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So at night, the last voice that he hears is the noise or the voice of patrolling cars. There will be guards moving around in the night, uh, watching the animals in the zoo. So they will be coming in a car. So the sound of that car patrolling car only he hears in the night, but he is not minding that also. He is just looking at the stars that are there in the sky. And here the poet makes a comparison of his eyes and the stars. Both are brilliant. Brilliant means shining. So he looks with his shining eyes towards the shining stars that are there in the sky. Maybe looking at the sky, he may be dreaming about the life that he enjoyed in the forest. So anyway, that is the end of the poetry, and I hope all the stanzas you understood properly. So in short, we can say the content of the poetry that if a tiger is in its natural habitat, then it could do activities like catching the plum deers and eating, and once in a way going at the edge of the jungle and terrorizing the people and moving around, showing his strength, showing his white fangs or sharp teeth and sharp nails and so on. So like that, a free life only a tiger uh, likes, not remaining inside a little space, though having all the facilities there, but still he is not happy. He wants a free life. So the poet is trying to tell that through this poetry that animals, they also long for freedom like we people. Human beings, when they are uh, in a lockdown situation, how difficult it is to remain like that, we understand at present. So it should be an eye opener for us. The animals that we keep locked up inside the cage and other places, they also long for freedom. So this is the message that the poet gives through this poetry. And now we will see the summary of the poem. You can write down the summary.